doing fine. It's a living life.
Hello my friends, and welcome back to The Way Om. My name is Sarah, and I wanted to try something a little different here on my channel. So for those of you that have been following me and have been following my content, you know that I primarily teach physical wellness and well-being through the medium of yoga. But when I first started The Way Om many years ago, upon its inception, I wanted The Way Om to embody more than just the physical practice. I wanted it to embody a spiritual path. I wanted to focus on looking at a client's, not only their physical well-being, but their mental, their emotional, their spiritual well-being as well. And when I'm not teaching yoga, oftentimes you can find me just diving head deep into all things quantum. I love reading about manifestation. I love learning about LOA, so law of attraction, learning about metaphysical concepts, new age concepts, and just breaking them down into everyday language that you, the listener, can take and use in your daily life. Now, if this sounds like something that interests you, I want to get on here and start doing these Way Om talks, kind of like in a podcast format from here going forward. And today I have a very exciting author that I would just like to share with you all. So her name is Florence Scovel Shinn, and I actually stumbled across her work almost by accident on Spotify, just going through like my audiobook collection. And she just has so many just nuggets of wisdom throughout her work. For many of you that are not familiar with her work, her lifespan was from 1871 to 1940, but she really didn't start writing prolifically until about like the middle age of her life. And like I mentioned before, she was a prolific writer, a metaphysical healer, a mystic, a playwright, and she would often have clients that would come to her, and they would come to her with like their everyday problems, just wanting to maybe manifest a soul connection, a life partner. Maybe they wanted to attract more abundance into their life, or start a business enterprise, whatever the case may be. And it was really cool to see. She's almost like a modern day medicine woman. Like, she would give them specific tools and techniques that they were to take and practice in their daily lives. She would give them affirmations, tailored specific to each and every one of their cases. And she often did this with biblical scripture, which was really kind of interesting to see that and the metaphysical practices as well. And so I just wanted to get on here and just share with you all a concept that has really resonated with me personally in these last few months. And it's this concept of digging your ditches. And where this concept comes from, it's from the Old Testament in the Bible. And it comes from 2 Kings is the book. And it's this story that she talks about where these 3 kings are out in the desert, and they are leading their troops into battle. And suddenly they find themselves without water, without provision for their troops. Now, if you can put yourself in that situation from a leadership standpoint, it's like these troops are literally looking to you for guidance and for leadership, and now you are literally without water in the middle of in the desert where like there's no water to be found at all. In this story, they seek counsel from the prophet Elisha, who hears from God and tells them that you need to take this act of faith and start digging ditches in the anticipation that those ditches are going to be full of water for the troops. And as you can probably imagine, like the shock on these like kings' faces is like, we're literally out in a desert with no water to be found, and you want us to do what? And I'm sure at this point, I'm sure dehydration has already set in for a lot of these troops and this group that is being let out in the desert. To make a long story short, they act in obedience. They act in faith that the water will be there, and the water did come upon them digging the ditches. Now, if we can fast forward to modern day times, year 2025, what I feel like this lesson is that Florence Scovel Shinn talks about a lot in her works. In The Game of Life and How to Play It was the first work that I read from her, and then her second work, Your Word is Your Wand, she talks about this concept quite frequently. And where I feel like this could be applied in modern day times is just this concept of embodiment, right? Acting as if, acting in faith. Let's say your dream is to be an entrepreneur and to be self-employed. You know, what steps would that person take on a daily basis? What kind of choices would they make on a daily basis? How would they show up when they walk into a room? What kind of energy would they exude? And if I can speak from firsthand experience of digging my ditches, it was starting the way home many years ago. I'm the type of person, if I don't have a plan, or I feel like I get this almost like this sudden inspiration, this burst of energy to execute and to start something, I can get easily overwhelmed in the details, let's just say that. And so where I have practiced digging my ditches is first embodying the feeling of security, embodying that feeling of peace, that the right steps are going to come in the order they need to come. I just need to first quiet my mind. I need to ground first and just take one step at a time and not overwhelm myself. It was during this time that I really dove deep into my meditation practice, and it was through that obedience and that act of faith and that knowing that all of the answers were going to come to me, that it was in meditation that I got the name The Way Home. And I didn't have a single client at the time, but I just knew this was something I needed to start. And from that act of faith came other acts of faith. I just did some simple research, and I was like, you know, what's the difference between an LLC and a sole proprietorship? How would I properly register this business? It was just curiosity. It didn't cost me anything. I just had to get on Google and just research how to start a business. And in that search, I was able to connect with a local nonprofit who mainly specializes in helping small business owners like myself get their business off the ground. And they teach you everything that you need to know. Everything was free of charge. All I had to do was just show up, act in obedience, act in faith, and implement all of these techniques and their suggestions that they offered me. And not only was I able to learn how to properly file my taxes, how to register my business, and do all of those processes that you need to do when going into business, I was able to also collaborate with other aspiring entrepreneurs. So I was in this frequency and in this energy that I wanted to attract, that I wanted to live in. It was just a really incredible experience. And if I had to take this another step further, being here on YouTube, recording this video right now, is an act of digging my ditches. I know it may not seem like it, but I think I kind of secretly have a fear of being seen. I'm not always comfortable being in the spotlight, but I want to be somebody who's comfortable being in the spotlight. I want to be somebody that feels confident when delivering their message. So right now, you are witnessing firsthand me digging my ditches. Sometimes I don't always like how I sound. Sometimes I don't always like the quality of my videos, but I have to get started. If you're anything like me, sometimes I will use perfectionism as a means of procrastinating. Meaning, I want everything to be perfect just right out the gate. I want it to be exactly the way I want it, and if it's not, I won't even start. And so I have had to act in faith and let that need for everything to be perfect and perfectly laid out go. I just have to get on here in my full authentic self, no matter how cringy I feel, no matter how the quality sounds, and just trust that the more that I get on here, the better it's gonna get and the better it's gonna get. And I'm gonna refine my videos, and it's gonna sound the way I want, and I'm gonna be put in touch with the right people in the right places and the right timing to just continue to produce this and to be that person that's comfortable speaking in front of an audience. So thank you for being here to witness this firsthand. And you know, this doesn't even have to apply to like entrepreneurial endeavors. This could be like attracting your ideal partner. You know, are you acting from like a place of security and securement, or are you one of those people like you want something just so badly that it's almost like you're repelling and chasing away your desire because you're coming from a place of desperation and a place of neediness, not a place of confidence and security within yourself. And on that note of like attracting your partner, you know, there's simple things that you can do, simple acts of faith that you can take now to make that happen. You know, making a separate placement at your dining room table so that that lover can come and take that place, or cleaning out a drawer in your bedroom that's going to be designated just for that partner, for your ideal soulmate. So there are many ways that you can apply this. If you're somebody who wants to just be a little bit more organized or healthier, you want to be like that gym goer, that healthy person, you know, what are some small acts of faith, some ditches that you can dig starting today to put you on that path? You know, what time does this person wake up? What kind of foods do they eat? What are they saying yes to? What are they saying no to? How do they carry themselves? For me, 2025 has been like my buzzword or my power word for this year is embodiment. And I feel like this concept that comes to us from Florence Scovel Shinn about digging your ditches, I really feel like it is just a lesson in embodiment. It's a lesson in acting as if. It's a lesson in walking in faith. And you know, if we don't prepare and make space for those things that we're calling forth, how can the universe bless us? How can the universe give us what we want if we're not a person that can receive it, if we don't have systems in place to contain the blessings and the things that we're asking for? And if you found any benefit from this talk, if you found any little like nuggets of wisdom that have resonated with you and you want to see more content like this, I would love it if you would support me in liking and subscribing to the channel. I'm so excited to get on here and just to share more content like this with you. This is definitely something that brings me immense joy, talking about concepts like these. I just light up and I really enjoy it. So thank you for being here. And I want to hear from you in the comments. If there's like an author you want me to check out or a specific technique you would like to explore and I can get on here and discuss, please let me know. And furthermore, I want to hear in the comments, how are you going to dig your ditches this week? Like, what are some things that you can try on for size this week that would get you one step closer to those things that you would like to call forth and to bring forth into your life, and make it fun? You know, I almost like to pretend it's like I'm a character and I'm in this role and this is what this person wears, and it's just like trying on this just new mentality and this new character on for size. I would just kind of think of it that way. Make it fun. Make it something enjoyable for you. So again, I would love to hear from you in the comments and just see how you're implementing this into your life. So as always, guys, thank you so much for your attention and your intention of being here with me. And until next time, guys, bye for now.